of the Rambam, the health and the Rambam that we've been talking all about, friends. This, I think, the ninth installment already. It's a fantastic book where we're learning all about how to keep healthy, the different laws within regards to health. Just recording here, just from a small restaurant here in the city of Bet Shemesh, as we've been exploring the different fruits, the different vegetables, the different spices, the different meats, the different flowers, what health benefits it's got in our day-to-day practical lives over here. And today we concluded yesterday with regards to the pear, the prickly pear. We're going to start off talking with regards to pumpkin in today's session, of this fantastic session over here, as we start speaking about it. So naturally, pumpkin considered very, very healthy item, rich in vitamins, especially vitamin A. Obviously, we know it's nutritious, got proteins in it, vitamins and minerals. Obviously, can be eaten cooked or fried in a variety of dishes also. And after cooking even, it keeps a lot of these values also. It's actually interesting. There's a fragrance in the pumpkin that's similar to a watermelon, is reported over, because it's considered cold and moist. The Rambam advises that it be eaten mostly during the summer. During the Kayitz, also strengthens the digestive system. And especially it's advised to cook it with fatty meats, like on Shabbat. People, when they're cooking the pumpkin, they would cook it, especially in chicken. I think my mum in England, she would cook when she would add on to a chicken dish on Shabbat. She would also add on pieces of pumpkin over there to keep it healthy. Also, I say that it strengthens and invigorates very much. And now, how about pumpkin seeds itself? You see in the shops where people will sell pumpkin seeds. When left unroasted, it helps eliminate intestinal worms, it's reported over, and it lubricates and softens the urinary tract and alleviates burning also, and helps with regards reported over to treat infections of the prostate and vitality on production of male hormones. The bracha on pumpkin is a borei priadama. Now, friends, we're going to talk about quince over here. Quince originates from Asia Minor, as they call it, and was common especially in Persia, in Iran, respectively, also. Obviously, cultivated in the Mediterranean places today, especially in South America. In Israel, only one variety is cultivated, the Portugal. I think it's reported about at that point in time. I don't know what about modern day. This book was written many years back. They're mentioned several times in Mishnah by the name Parish. So the Mishnaic terminology of this was called the Parish over here, which is very important. They are considered a tough food, and it's got an ingredient in baking also. Rich in source in iron, potassium, and vitamin C. They're rich in something called a tannin and pectin also, which helps with in regards to diarrhea, people suffering from colds, and various other things also. It also reported over in the treatment of anemia also. Ointments are prepared from quince seeds also. The bracha on quince is a borei priya etz, just to be pointed out also. Now we're going to talk about a radish a bit. Radish, actually, I believe it's called in Hebrew a tznon. Over here. Obviously, it's got a bulb, but we all know it's got a bulb-shaped root, and it's edible. It's a winter vegetable. It's considered available most of the year. Obviously, eaten fresh. Red skin adds a bright note to salads and garnishes. Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, Rabbi Judah the Prince, who is author of the Mishnah, I believe, suffered from a variety of illnesses for many years, reported over. And the rabbis actually tell us that his table never lacked for radishes. Horseradish, cucumbers, summer or winters, related over in Masachet Brachot in page Nun sign 57 respectively. The Rambam considered the radish to be a harmful food. Very interesting, huh? Only it's good to eat in small quantities, only in the winter. Rashi adds also, writes that radish is beneficial in summer as well, because it cools the body. It's coming from Masachet Eruvin, page 56 also. The sages themselves say the therapeutic properties of radish, that radish cuts the food. This can't come from Masachet Avodah Zarah, Daf Yudala, meaning it's an aiding in digestion. I quote, radish is beneficial for those sick with fever because of the relievement of pain and lowers the body's temperatures. Reported over to be a disinfectant also, and purifying the blood, cleanses the urinary tract, and stimulates the liver, respectively, also from the sand in the kidneys. The best results reported over is to grate and mix with grated horseradish. Another option is the radish juice sold in the health food stores of it. They give different mixtures in regards to the radishes also as advice. They say actually a sharp black radishes control diarrhea, which is also important to know. They say it should not be eaten during pregnancy. That's related over in the book. Because it is more of a condiment than a food, the bracha on a radish is a shehakon niyeh bidvaro. Your blessing on a small pink radish is a borei pri adama. According to some opinions, the bracha on both types is a borei pri adama. Now, friends, we're going to talk about the rose over here. A rose. Now, another section over here. There is reported over to me 20 varieties of roses, ranging from elegant to odorless. Blossoms known in Hebrew, what is it called? A veret in Hebrew also, which is actually interesting. There's also scented flowers known as shoshana, also a very beautiful name. Roses grow best in temperature climates. Wild roses, also known as sweetbriar or eglantines, grow mainly in the valleys and moist, shady areas also. And they grow in the hilly regions like the Galil and the Carmel also. Roses are mentioned naturally also in the Song of Songs, in Shir HaShirim, also respectively. I will be also among the prophets also in Hosea 14:6 says, I will be for Israel as Jew, it will bloom like a rose, also it says over there. We find in the Midrash that roses were created to honor the Shabbats and festivals also, which is related over in Vayikra Rabbah, also respectively. You see, in former times, our great ancestors decorated their houses with roses in honor of the holy days. Obviously, on Shavuot, we know that. We do that very much so also. We also know the thorns and the brambles would surround the rose, make its beauty all the more apparent. The Rabbanim of yesterday actually compared the righteous, the great Rabbanim, and the great Hasidim among our people to roses. They actually quote over here, their purity of thought and deed distinguish them from masses. It's quoting Shir HaShirim over here. Like the rose among thorns is my love among my daughters. Actually, the great Rabbi Abraham Ibn Ezra, he was obviously a great linguist and an author of the commentary on the Torah, the Shoshana. The Hebrew name for rose is related to shesh. Hebrew for six is a shesh, a reference to the flower's 6 petals. Also in the Kabbalah, in the literature over there, frequently mentions the rose 6 petals as allusion to the 6 Sefirot from Chesed to Malchut. Also, the red roses actually symbolize times of judgment and accusation, while white roses symbolize times of loving kindness and compassion. They also say Kabbalah teaches that red roses symbolize strict justice, while white roses represent the divine attribute of mercy. The most important part of the rose is its petals. The rose water and rose oil extract from them are used for medicinal as well as cosmetic purposes also. So they give other ways of mixing the rose water or roses, very much so with strengthening the nervous system and different other issues, health issues. Now we're going to talk about rosemary here, friends. Okay. We know that rosemary is an ornamental shrub with a greenish kind of leaves over here. In Persia, rosemary was called the broom of paradise, since it was said to sweep away illnesses. Very interesting enough. Also, tea made of rosemary leaves soothes the nerves and relieves headaches and migraines. Also, strengthening the heart and is beneficial from cardiac disorders. Also, rosemary tea sharpens brain function and memory and helps induce sleep. Also, it has been reported over here, proven an excellent remedy for gynecological problems, including threatened miscarriage. They say it's an effective remedy for kidneys and urinary tract. They give different ways of preparing it, and taken internally, it disinfects and purifies the blood and treats infections and dysfunctions the liver. The bracha on rosemary tea is shakon niyeh bidvaro. The bracha when smelling rosemary is a borei atzeit besamim. Very interesting. Okay. And now we're going to talk about the roux over here. What is a roux, friends, over here? I'll show you a picture of it over here in this book. You guys can see. The rue. Obviously, it's an aromatic plant native to the Mediterranean, which blooms in winter, especially in Israel. It grows in the northern parts of the country. And the entire plant, stem, leaves, and flowers contain volatile essential oils inside of it also. The rue is mentioned in the Mishnah several times, especially in the Gemara. In Avodah Zarah, it describes an ointment of rue and honey used for treating skin disorders. They actually say in former times, rue was grown from ornamental, therapeutic, and culinary purposes also. They say that it was grown as an ornamental shrub. It is also used as a protection against the concept of ayin hara, evil eye, especially for new mothers and their babies. This custom may have its origin in the fact that the leaves reminiscent of a hand are grouped in clusters of 5. The number 5 is considered to be a defense against evil eye. There's a famous book, the Petach Enayim, of Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azilei, also popularly known as the Chidah, discusses the metaphysical dimension of this specific number. Also, the Kabbalists traditionally bless their children and the sick with Psalm 121, as protection against evil eye. A song of ascents, I will lift my eyes to the hills, from where will my help come? They say in this psalm itself, the ineffable name of God appears 5 occasions over it. The numerical value of the letters which form this name is 26. 5 times 26 equals 130. The numerical value of I. Very interesting now. They say actually the Arab belief that rue chases away demons and spirits explain the plant's Arabic name, also fitjin, also, which is interesting enough. They talk about the tea over here, the rue tea in of itself, also how it can relieve headaches, gas, stomach pain, and food poisoning, and nervous disorders also. It can be a mixture of it, can help with it reported over to treat infections of eyes or ears also, and intestinal ones also. The use of rue should always be carefully controlled. They give. In excess, rue can be toxic and called hallucinations. Pregnant women especially should use rue only under expert supervision, as it can cause spontaneous abortion. A very, very strong word of caution over here used in this book. The bracha of rue tea is shakon yebidvara. Now, turmeric, we're going to talk about saffron over here, the popular food over here, so popular spice, they say, reported over to be grown in the Mediterranean in almost any climate. Especially in the Mishnah, at the time of the Mishnah, they speak about it. There are 10 varieties of turmeric, each with flowers in a range of bright colors and a thick, tuberous root. They actually say turmeric flowers have strong, pungent fragrance. They produce a yellow substance, used as spice, a dye, and in perfumes and medicines also. The orange-yellow color of saffron has given rise to the expression, he turned saffron yellow, from shame or illness. They actually know it's also known as kurkum or saffron in Arabic. And it's mentioned in the Torah and in Mishnah as an aromatic plant. Also in Shir Hashirim. It's actually one of the 11 compositions of incense used in temple. Spikenard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon. Shir Hashirim says the sages teach us how there was the incense mixture made, stacked and onicha, spikenard and saffron, also related in the Jerusalem Talmud. In former times, turmeric was used as a perfume and as a dye. Obviously, the Jewish merchants were involved in turmeric business, which was both widespread and profitable. Also, the earliest documents announcing this edict specified that the badge was dyed with turmeric. Turmeric is obviously very popular in Sephardic countries, especially among Persian communities. I know this because obviously come from Persian descent, we used to have it added in a lot of our foods. It's reported over to be used to staunch bleeding in open wounds, treat sprains and dislocations, and relieve pain. A small amount of crushed turmeric flowers mixed with milk, reported over, is excellent for liver disorders also. Helps with in regards to preventing colds, increases virility, and regulates menstruation also. Can be used also to treat eye infections, and swellings also. Also, it says, reported over to combat bad breath also, which is very interesting enough. They say nursing mothers, though, should avoid turmeric as it hinders lactation and it's also difficult to digest. Now, friends, we're going to talk about sage over here. I'll show you a diagram of sage in of itself over here. We're going to talk about that now. Obviously, its impressive shrub and majestic flowers, which we have to add on. It buds the upper stems and the leaves are edible. Also, sage officinalis is ideal for colds, fever, postnasal drip, tonsillitis, and infections of the mouth and throat, helping a variety of different things. Reported over to help regulate the menstrual cycle also, and various different sexual disorders, nervous disorders, concussions. Also, many other things it will relate over within regards to here, how you can maybe boil the water of the sages respectively. Also, how you apply it to different areas. Also, they say if you apply it externally, sage leaves boiled in water, clean and refresh the skin, give luster to the hair, strengthen hair roots, and prevent dandruff also. Friends, now we're talking a small section here within regards to sesame over here. You know that sesame is a hot type of food. To promote hair growth and strengthen hair roots, cook myrtle leaves in sesame oil. Apply to the hair and massage in the scalp. Sesame and garlic fried in olive oil increases male sexual potency. Sheba. What about the Sheba over here? The word Sheba is derived from the Hebrew word Siba over here, or old age. The Sheba plant's grey leaves are reminiscent of an elderly man's beard. Sheba is the hot plant. It is used mainly in winter in tea. It warms the body and is good for stomach aches. Among Moroccan Jews, Sheba is drunk in winter. In summer, it is replaced by mint tea. Now, squash over here. They say squash is a member of the ground gourd family over here, which also includes cucumbers and watermelons. Gourds are cold-type vegetables, while squash is a summer plant. It is available most of the year. They also say that squash was brought to Israel from the American continent over here also. There's yellow squash. There is also dark green type as well. They also say that squash is eaten fresh in salads, cooked, fried, or pickled also. Now, friends, we're going to talk now about strawberries over here, and mulberries also. It's just the mulberry tree over here. They put a picture of. And let's speak about it. Naturally, strawberries are sweet, they are juicy fruits, and they are parts of the rose family. They're usually eaten fresh. Obviously, the bright red color makes them attractive garnish for salads and baked goods. We all know that. It's actually written over here, something I wouldn't have thought, that it will strengthen teeth and cleanse the digestive system. A huge beneficial effect on weakened nerves and lack of appetite also. Many other health benefits are related to them. They actually say that tea made of strawberry leaves helps fight colds also, influenza and sore throats. It's good for a whooping cough and asthma as well. Obviously, we know that fresh obviously is a pinnacle with regards to it. And mulberry leaves are used to feed silk worms. The bracha on strawberries itself is naturally a borei priya atma. The blessing on mulberries, though, is a borei priya etz over here. Okay, now let's talk about sugar cane over here. Sugar, naturally, we know that sugar can be bad, have many bad properties to it also. Sugar cane is a tall tropical grass resembling a thick seed over here. Hollow stems are filled with thick, very sweet sap, which is a raw material for sugar production. Obviously, it originates in Far East. Sugar cane is now cultivated in many other regions as well. The brown sugar made from sugar cane gives strength and luster to the hair. They actually say it's reported over here, to treat hoarseness and give a clearer tone to the voice. The optimum is to mix crushed sugar cane and an milk in half a cup of hot milk, drink 3 times a day for several days also. That's what's reported over. Now, friends, we're going to talk about sunflower over here. This is the next thing we're going to discuss about over here. Sunflower, what is it? And everything else. They actually say that sunflower spreads from their native South America all over the world. They are raised in yards and gardens as an ornamental plant. It's actually known in French as a tournesol. Obviously, it owes its name to its peculiar habit of turning its flowers towards the sun. Actually, say the name in Hebrew within regards to sunflower is chamania, which obviously derives itself from the chama itself, which means sun. They say it's nourishing and rich in proteins. It sharpens eyesight also and strengthens nails and improves the quality of mother's milk. Obviously, they say the big black sunflower seeds, roasted or baked, are popular snack food in Israel. They actually compare it to other roasted nuts, which are reasonably priced. Many years ago, early settlers in Jerusalem searched for special foods with which to honor the Shabbat. Unfortunately, times were hard and they could afford, or what they could afford was roasted sunflower seeds, which was naturally inexpensive and abundant at that point in time. They actually say they became a classic Shabbat treat also, especially to chagrin of the sweet sweepers left to deal with the shells on Sunday mornings. The blessing on sunflower seeds naturally is a very priyadama. Now, friends, we're going to cover one more and I think we'll call it a day. Now we're going to talk about the thistle. Also, maybe we'll talk about the tomatoes also. What is a thistle? A thistle is a prickly plant which blossoms annually or biannually. There are some 20 varieties of thistle with differently shaped flowers and leaves. They grow in winter and blossom in the summer with yellow, blue, or purple flowers surrounded by, let's just say, very sharp, prickly leaves. They say that the flowers become progressively stiffer and sharper. The thistle is mentioned in the Bible. They say that's when Adam, he actually did Aveirah, he sinned. He was cursed that the earth will bring forth for you thorns and thistles, as we relate over in Sefer Bereshit, in Perek Bet, in Pasuk Yudchet also. They actually say thistles proliferate in untended waste grounds only by the sweat of his brows, related over the next Pasuk in Parashat Bereshit also respectively. The Mishnah also will mention thistles as animal fodder also, that thistles have become used as food in times of war and famine. Talks about other properties with regards to how it arrests and heals internal and external bleeding, and also is reported over to be an effective remedy for dizziness and ulcers also. Friends, let's talk about the tomato and then we're going to call it a day. Tomato, obviously introduced to Europe from Central America about approximately 100 to 150 years ago. That was that time then, so that's even more now. Obviously, it's juicy and appetizing, and fresh. It can be done fresh, cooked, fried, pickled, many things. The average Israeli consumes more than 40 kilos of tomatoes a year. Wow. Tomato contains a wealth of vitamins and iron also. Energizes, invigorates, and has many things. They actually say pediatricians advise including tomatoes in children's daily diet, fresh or juiced. For additional flavor, sprinkle with salt or sugar. The bracha on raw or mixed tomatoes is a very priyadama. Interesting enough. Let's just add some VAT to the session. We'll talk about the turnip also, and we'll leave it here. The turnip is a root vegetable similar to the radish, but with a milder, more delicate flavor. Obviously, hot, wet vegetable, best cooked or juiced. Reported over to be harvested in the winter. Turnips possesses many therapeutic qualities. Obviously, rich in vitamins and calcium, strengthens bone and protects the teeth. It's reported over. Makes it very nourishing for food for children. They say it energizes and invigorates also. Reports over to improve vision, encourage production of sperm, and increase male sexual potency. Mixed with spinach or carrots, these reports over to help alleviate hemorrhoids, and they give other things. They say it shouldn't be eaten in excess over there. So friends, we're going to call it a day over here. We're going to continue with the bed of pain as the next topic in of itself. So I'm wishing you all a great day. Take care.